What's up, gamers? Man, we got some cool news here. We've been hearing about it, but now we have somebody who we know that's reliable after what he said before made him just get a fire underneath him, and then people started to believe him big time when he was right about a couple things. And we know who I'm talking about most likely, Nate the Hate. So I don't know if you guys played this game in the 360 era, but oh my God, was it amazing? The Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion. Oh yeah, I put a lot of time into it. I like this game a lot more than I did Skyrim, just to be honest with you. And we're just talking about in its organic essence, not with mods and all that. It says right here, the Elder Scrolls Oblivion Remake. Release is coming sooner than expected, reveals leaker. And we're going to get to this article in a second. Guys, if Microsoft reveals this because they own Bethesda now, this year would be absolutely insane, even more than what they've already announced. If they're going to announce the Gears of War collection and then drop Oblivion Remake too, and that's going to be on Game Pass too, oh my God. Like, I just feel like that they're just overfilling this year. That's going to be nuts, man. That's a huge game to drop. That's all like, here, let me just give you a 10 to 15 hour game to drop, right? Sony would be sitting over there just having that report. Look, you know what I mean? Like, what's going on over here? You will not be able to compete with that type of publishing. It's just way too many bangers all at once. You know what I mean? It's like, damn, man, they're really dropping the beat. You know what I mean? Try to get to the top as high as possible, right? Because Nintendo's coming heavy. We know that. So, but to get into this, we see over here Rhino doing the same thing as well too. Source Nate the Hate, right? Right over here, Elder Scrolls Oblivion Remake release is coming sooner than expected. Because before they were saying like late summer or maybe like early summer, and from Intel here we're gonna get some more stuff right here. Okay, there are a plethora of highly anticipated games for 2025 with GTA 6, arguably the most anticipated game of all time. However, while GTA 6 is occupying the mind of most, there's also a lot of anticipation surrounding a remake of Elder Scrolls Oblivion. A remake hasn't been announced by Bethesda, but it has been leaked. And an often reliable leaker now claims that the Elder Scrolls Oblivion remake could release sooner than originally expected. Elder Scrolls Oblivion remake release is highly likely, or just is likely to be sooner than original target. Although it hasn't been announced by Bethesda, there has been leaks concerning a remake for Oblivion, and according to the often reliable leaker Nick DeHate, we could be receiving news very soon. And we're going to get to what he said right here. But the interesting thing about this is I know people have been wanting, next gen Elder Scrolls since Skyrim, because it's like they released that on toasters now. You know what I mean? It's like, how many times are you going to release that game, bro? You want to talk about a record? Nothing has been released more than Skyrim. They'll probably have a Switch 2 edition, right? Yeah, like I remember this one meme going around. It's like, bro, we're about to get an Elder Scrolls Skyrim toaster edition. You know what I mean? Be able to play it on your toaster, play it on your microwave. People were just making funny memes about it. So I thought that was pretty funny. But I think that, after a Valve getting that too, we're going to be able to have like some nice fillers to get that somewhat similar experience. Like we're not looking for that like next gen Elder Scrolls experience from them, but it's just good to get that feeling. And I think that if they have that with a Valve, that's pretty nice to hold you over for a little bit. And plus, we have so many other great games coming out. It's not like we're living in a dry gaming world. No, it's the opposite of we used to go to midnight release and GameStop back then, compared to now, where it's like you get those midnight release games every damn month now in the gaming world we live in today, and you ain't got to move, and you can download free to play games. Like you were just spoiled, you know what I mean? So even if it does get delayed, that's cool. But Oblivion Remake, oh, I'm not passing that up. I freaking love this game. But it says right here, in response to a user asking if the news about the remake is expected for March, Nathan Haight said either this month or next month. So not necessarily that it's coming out, but when they're going to reveal it, what we're going to see, and what type of engine are they going to be using, right? Is it going to be the creation engine? So that's what he said right here. And release is likely to be sooner than the original June target. Man, I don't know, man. That's crazy. I'm not saying I disbelieve what he's saying because he's pretty reliable. He says right here, hey Nate, are you experiencing news about the Oblivion remake this month? Earlier this month or next month, release is likely to be sooner than the original June target, but it's still working to get details on an updated release date. As part of the Xbox 2025 predictions video, Nate the Hate said Oblivion is coming out in June. right? Now the leaker is claiming it is likely releasing sooner, although they are still working to get details on an updated release date. If the Oblivion remake does not come out sooner than an alleged June target, that would presumably mean May if an announcement happens in April. And I think a lot of people are still just scared of the GTA release. It's like, man, all this stuff's so early, right? Don't worry about it. Um, However, right now, this is all just a leak as Bethesda hasn't even confirmed the game's existence. But I think that it's pretty reliable. According to NP First, the game is a fully remade version, not a remaster like Sony's games, version of Oblivion and Unreal Engine 5. Ooh. Okay, so they're supposed to release that Lumen update to make everything good, to where it's like, okay, now it's running like Unreal Engine 4. So if it's out by that time, yeah. Unreal Engine 5 can be annoying because it always has issues, but I hope that that's also coming out soon too, that huge update to make it way more optimized and, easier to use. And it reportedly includes reworked systems such as stamina, sneaking, blocking, archery, hit reaction, and HUD. It's also claimed that the new blocking system takes inspiration from Souls-likes. Interesting. So we could have some different aspects in there. Hopefully, we get the announcement of an Oblivion remake soon. It's often considered the best of the Elder Scrolls series alongside Skyrim, and it would be wonderful to return to the open world and its significantly improved experience. And I think people who haven't experienced it, guys, you're in for a treat. This game is amazing. There's some things that you're gonna like in it better than Skyrim. Look, I even put up the meta for you guys. Come on now, 94 meta. Oh yeah, it's that good. I'm telling you. Oblivion was, man, the guilds in there, like I said, the magic system, uh the, the things that you would level up in there compared to Skyrim, like as a complete beginning to end experience, I liked it so much better than Skyrim. And I like Skyrim, you know what I mean? I beat both and played them both a lot, but I played Oblivion a lot more. Like I could replay it over and over again with different playstyles. Like there was just something about it that it was just so much better in its time. Like to me, compared to the feeling that Skyrim gave me, the Oblivion's feeling was much better. Skyrim was better with mods and all that stuff over time. And I know some people have like certain experiences with Skyrim. And I'm like, okay, I'm not saying you're wrong because you feel that way, but to me, Oblivion was a better experience in its time. And I played it on 360, obviously. And I didn't have a PC that I had built for it at that time in 2006. Though I did play Unreal Tournament on PC during those times and Counter Strike and all that, and that even go to like lock-ins and stuff. But yeah, this game, you guys are in for a treat. It's different than Skyrim if you haven't played it, so wait for that. Now, getting on to the next subject, which is interesting. Microsoft has reportedly discussed acquiring an intellectual property from Ubisoft as the French company looks for buyers. Interesting, huh? As we know, people are not interested in getting Ubisoft, they're interested in their IPs. Definitely with the state that they're just been in lately. Ubislop is what I like to call them. And then they're banking on Assassin's Creed Shadows, which I'm going to tell you, not going to really save them. That game would have to like do monstrous numbers. And from what I've read recently, it had like what 300,000 pre-orders or whatever. I just don't see it happening. They messed up too much. And it's not that they did that on accident. It's all done on purpose for political scheming and for other reasons. Definitely when you want to include Tencent in China and just other dumb stuff that they just should have never done. I've covered this on my channel before. You guys know about that. I don't have any faith in Assassin's Creed Shadows pulling through for Ubisoft to be successful. I think just from what I'm seeing, they're just on the edge. And that's disappointing because I really liked this company for the longest. And this is what happens when politics gets involved in video gaming. And it doesn't belong in here. Except if you're trying to tell a story and it's organic and whatever that is, it came out of that organic process. When you're trying to force things, invade, and ruin a company I care about, yeah, I'd have a problem with you. Because I've been playing the Assassin's Creed series since day one. I've played all the Far Cry games. I love the Rayman series back in the days. Remember the Rayman games, man? We haven't seen a Rayman in such a long time, right? You start to realize when these companies get so corporate and political, they forget about the things that really mattered, and it's like, what are you doing? Rainbow Six is still doing well. I like the Watch Dogs series. I loved Division One, but I feel like they did the same crap on purpose with the Division Two. I'm like, what are you doing? We already fixed this modding issue on Division Two where things are so balanced. I don't want stuff that I found at level 20 that is better than in-game stuff. Like you did that all on purpose to make it feel like you're improving and have something to go on. It's like, what is this retarded behavior? Like, it's just all stupid. Everything you're doing, just same thing with Assassin's Creed. It's like, what are you doing, man? You know what I mean? All this is unnecessary, just nonsense. And this is not any racist problem or anyone else. It's the people that are doing this, that are playing this game with people. And it's like, yeah, you're trying to do this so you could write off in the sunset rich, with the politicians when you're screwing over franchises that people cared about, company that people cared about, and IPs that they cared about. So if you're not going to handle these IPs, same thing with Ghost Recon, then we're going to try to get them with you. Why are you trying to look to sell them? Because you just don't have it anymore, and you're not the same. You could see that in a lot of gaming worlds now, and a lot of gaming companies like, man, what happened to you, right? Bungie, right? What happened with you, Sony? What's going on with you? What's going on with you, Ubisoft? You know what I mean? Just in a lot of places, you just look, you're like, man, this is not the same as they used to be when they were like at their peak. And you could say, man, when I look at you, I don't, you're not the same anymore. You know what I mean? As far as like being at meta peak and performing at the highest degree. And that's just part of life. You know what I mean? They just hit that downward spiral and they made terrible decisions. So, yeah, no Splinter Cell. I mean, we could look at some of these IPs like where are they at now, right? But I went to hell, man. So Microsoft is apparently looking, um, and was in discussion also with EA to see what IP they would want. It says right here, in recent months, we've seen that Ubisoft is still seeking investment from somewhere as it wrangles with game delays and general management difficulties. And a new bit of information has come to light today that suggests Microsoft has held discussions with the company over the future of its gaming IP. Not buying Ubisoft, but its IPs and getting the rights as a publisher, since they're trying to be a stronger publisher anyways. You know what I mean? So they would handle the intellectual property and have the funds because Ubisoft is going broke. You know what I mean? They just wasted so much money. Canceled the Division Heartland too. It's like, what are we doing here? And there were some people saying that game was actually good. You know what I mean? So yeah, when you got Tencent behind you and you got communism and all this other nonsense coming in and trying to start up race wars and insult Japan and trying to have people have problems with Japan, where it's like, no, bro, they gave you a whole amazing childhood. You created phenomenal experiences. We have gaming because of Nintendo. You should have no problem with the Japanese. You know what I mean? And they deserve to have a game that's dedicated to them, that they represent their history. And nobody should be representing their history but their own damn self. And anybody knows that. You know what I mean? So yeah, they got done wrong. You know what I mean? Let's not play no games here. It's bull crap, and it's not done by the people that are in that race doing this. Like the Japanese are not being able to have a say for their own world. You know what I mean? And it's like, what are we doing here? Stop playing these stupid little political games, right? These identity politic games. You know what I mean? It's like, get out of here with that crap. Let's just make good video games and get back to that and get out of here with that garbage and let things be as they are naturally. You see what I'm saying? So because Ubisoft got caught up in that, and anything that did, it suffered big time. It always goes downhill. It never goes well. So when you only see something negative happening out of these type of behaviors, then it's just like, don't get in bed with it and leave it alone. But then you have forced narratives being pushed into these corporations, like you saw what happened with Monster Hunter with the voice acting in there. Everybody knows what that is, right? Because they tried to restrict you. I don't know if you guys knew this. The Square Enix Dragon Age director said the same thing, where it's like, if you don't comply with us, depending on who's in leadership position in Western society, you're not putting your games on our market, and we're going to restrict you. You won't be able to make the money. So, yeah, that's evil behavior. Such as leaving them alone, you have to comply in a way. But Capcom so got tier that, yeah, Monster Hunter still broke through. You know what I mean? And it's just like, man, it's a shame, man. Like, leave them alone. It annoys me. But getting down to this, it appears that like I said, Microsoft, EA, and others are interested in acquiring IPs from Ubisoft. And it says right here, in its defense, Ubisoft has shared a statement with IGN as part of today's articles, a statement that's filled with plenty of business jargon and the sort of language that makes you brain melt when reading it. Anyway, from what we can parse, Ubisoft is basically saying that it's exploring different options for the future of its IP, and we'll only find out more if and when any of those options turns it into an actual deal. So right now, there's still talks. And the reason why is because let's see what happens with Assassin's Creed Shadows. I think they're in trouble because there's too many good games around it. And I just don't see them getting that mass market appeal and selling millions. It does. That's going to be a huge shocker to me. But I'm going to say, first and foremost, the game's going to not do what it needs to do. And they spent a lot of money on that game, a couple hundred million. They've been too many of their games have been failing, like so they're in hot water, right? And this is a ride or die uh, coming up soon. We got 8 days, right, to see what happens. But I don't have faith in succeeding. I think Ubisoft's screwed. And that pisses me off because I cared about Ubisoft a lot, you know what I mean? And I can't sit here and say that I want that to happen. So, and did the origins of Ubisoft that we love do that? No, we know what this is. So, yeah, that's unfortunate. But let me know what you guys think about this. What IP would you want Microsoft to buy and put on Game Pass so they can save these IPs so that Ubisoft doesn't sink and bad things happen and then the wrong people get their hands on the IP and just ruin it even more? I would like to see Microsoft get the IPs. EA, mm, I would prefer Microsoft have it over EA. That's just me though. But let me know what y'all think about that, and then let me know what you think about the Elder Scrolls. So this is another article I wanted to cover, and this is going to be interesting to see how it goes in the next few weeks. It's going to be shaking up at Ubisoft, so we'll get some answers here. All right, y'all. Like, comment, subscribe. Peace out. Have a great day.